Hi, welcome back to Calm Before the Storm. I'm Kim.
I'm Steph.
And I'm Kimberly.
How are you ladies doing today?
I'm doing
Good, good.
good.
How about you?
Good, good. So today, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about balancing work, life, kids, and making time for yourself.
Mm.
Mm,
So we're in 2024. It's getting hectic, okay? These days are flying by and there's not enough time for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
never.
So now I don't have kids, you ladies have kids. So can y'all
Mm-hmm.
talk about how it's hard for you to balance all of that?
I
Yeah.
mean, this might have to be 5 hours, but yeah.
I mean, I know we need a lot more time than 30 minutes. Ooh.
Yes. I'll let you kick it off, Kimberly.
All right. Yeah. So I have an 18-year-old who is in college, and I have a 10-year-old who's in middle school, and a 5-year-old who is in kindergarten. What was I thinking at the time? No clue. But majority of my day after work goes to them. Extracurricular activity, homework, trying to keep up with just the Joneses,
Hmm.
laundry, clothes, this, we need this, I need that. School's requesting this. It's a lot to juggle. It sometimes gets overwhelming, and you definitely need a village. A village is definitely needed. I have a mini village, and even with that, I sometimes feel like I'm just above water. So it is crazy. And then you have mom guilt, right?
Hmm.
You want to do
Yes.
stuff for yourself, but because so much is going on, work and everything else, you haven't given them time. So it's like, oh my God, I want to spend time with them. But my 18-year-old sometimes feels left out because I'm kidding. And it's
Hmm.
just like, mom, like, I don't want to do the kidding thing. And it's just
Right.
like, where you want me to leave these two? So
Hmm.
it's
Right.
crazy. What about you, Steph?
It is crazy. I have twin 16-year-old daughters, and they are in cheer and dance now after school. I work nights, so there's a lot of days that I don't really get to sleep too much because I'm trying to get them here, there, and everywhere. Um,
Mhm.
their after school activities take up a lot of their time, but then they come home and they just want time to talk to mom. They want to fill me in on what's happening throughout the day. And if I've come home from work or if I work 3 nights in a row, I kind of am out of space a little bit. And I'm like,
Hmm.
I just want to go to sleep and you want to keep talking, but I'm going to put that smile on him. Yes,
Yep.
I hear you. I hear everything you're saying. So some days it gets like, and like you said, the mom guilt is heavy. I would say that is
Hmm.
one of my biggest um things, that and balancing life, work and the kids, because
Yeah.
my worry is, did they get up on time?
Hmm.
I have a neighbor who is kind enough, like you said, takes a village, who will take them to the
Yep.
bus. Um, did they get up on time? Are they going to make her late for work? Are they behaving in her car? Oh my God, I wish I could be the
Hmm.
one taking them to the bus. I feel so
Yep.
bad that I don't get to go to every single game they go to. Um, Report card is coming. Oh my God, I miss report card day. Like those
Hmm.
things really happen. I even
Yeah.
missed the tooth fairy one time and lied and was like, maybe she didn't put it under your pillow. Maybe she put it in the closet. Maybe she was a little crazy. They don't even.
Yes.
So I miss some of these things. I miss some of their moments because we got to
Hmm.
pay the bills,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and it really sometimes it's easy. Sometimes I can glide by and do fine. And
Yeah.
there's some weeks that it's just real heavy on my heart. Like, I wish I could be a stay at home mom. I really don't mean that because
Hmm.
I'm not that person.
Right.
But in that moment, I
Hmm.
feel
Yes.
like, oh my God,
Hmm.
I can't take you hear all these other moms saying, oh yeah, I take my kids everywhere. I'm home with them. I make it to I'm in the PTA. I can't entertain any of these things. Like my
Hmm.
girls' cheer team has a cheer mom group. I can't join in on the fun because I'm either
Right.
working, sleeping, trying to figure out the rest of my life. So it's rough.
So how do
It's
you
rough.
make time for yourself?
A lot of times I don't, if I'm being honest.
Hmm.
The truth is,
Hmm.
I don't even put myself. How about that? I was gonna say I
Right.
put myself last, and sometimes I do put myself last, and then I scrape it because something else came up, and I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I'll figure it out. I'll won't sleep. I'll just show up as long as I'm there. It's okay. So I kind
Yeah,
of, what is it? You bite your nose to spite your
bite your
face
face.
kind of deal, just so
Yep.
that being that mom, that nurturing mom, like I want to take care of everyone else, and but I don't
hmm
take care of myself. So
Yeah.
it's rough. I don't have the right answer for that.
No,
Do you
I think
feel like,
my,
go ahead, Kim.
oh no, I was gonna say, I think I've made my time a shower. Literally, that's what it comes down to.
Mm,
Like, shower, lock the door, because honestly, I don't even have the time to do anything else. Like, I've literally set this week, like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have a dinner with this one and take a minute to myself. And I'm telling you, I've had to cancel. For those of you who watch this podcast, I do apologize for the cancellation, but now y'all know why. But I
Mhm.
had to cancel everything that I put in place because they had so many things on a schedule.
right.
And then I was gonna say, oh, I do Friday nights, but Friday nights is date night. So it's not my kids, it's my boyfriend. So it's not
Right.
really a me thing.
Right.
But a shower. Literally, a shower, close the door, lock it. I don't want nobody to come in. They could knock till God knows what, and I will not open the door.
Right.
It's a shower.
For
So,
me,
go ahead.
I sometimes when I come home from work, because work is draining for me as well, um, I'll go pull up in my driveway, literally in front of my door, and sit there for about a good 40 minutes
hmm
to
Hmm.
decompress and even get the strength to get up and walk in the door. Like I'm too tired to even get up.
hmm
I'm doing this mindless scroll on social media just to kind of like let my brain escape and say, okay,
mm,
I'm good. Let me go inside now.
right.
So those are my little tricks that I do sometimes because when you walk in the door, they're ready to attack. Like,
So
and
you
not
gotta
in a
like
Listen.
mean way.
mentally prepare yourself before you get out the car.
And it's not a bad thing because
No.
it does sound bad. It's like
Mm-mm.
they miss you. They want to see you. They want to talk to you.
Yeah.
But you have been pulled here, there, everywhere, and you just want 1 second. And it's
Hmm.
like
hmm
if I walk in this door, I'm not even be able to go to the bathroom.
Hmm. Do
So
you
it,
ladies feel like with the rise in the economy, like having to, like everything is higher in pricing, so you have to work
hmm
double now or work two
hmm
jobs just to
hmm
provide? Do you feel like that is like it's the same as like, okay, I have to, this is taken away from my family even more with the rise in the economy?
Yes.
yeah.
I've My weekends is the only time I really have for the kids. And I took the summer off because I'm a massage therapist. So I'm an instructor at the utility company, but I'm a massage therapist. So I usually do that on the weekends. I will say when I first left my ex-husband, I was doing it even after work. So I was legitimately taking all the time from the kids
Mhm.
because it was now a dual income home turned into a single income home. And it's like I have to take care of everything. So I go into like crazy mode because I'm like so nervous. So it was like private clients after my regular job. I was literally with my kids, with the oldest, sitting in a car while I went to work, right? And then it was like every weekend, on it, on it, on it. And so I just took this summer off because I was like, I took so much time from them because of this inflation and everything becoming so expensive. And I get so nervous if my account goes to a certain limit. I'm
Mhm.
like, no, no,
Hmm.
no. So it's like doing it and doing it. And I just went back this weekend and they felt the difference. So mom had time in the summer, but now it's like, okay, here we go. We're going back to this regular routine. But then mom has to sit with you and explain, well, like, you need this, you want this, we need this. It's only mom. So yeah, I'm taking time from them again.
And I feel like with the mom guilt, these kids they lay it on heavy. They really know how to make you feel that mom guilt. Like, oh my God, you have to work today.
Yes,
How
yeah.
you think you got them clothes on your back though? Number one, that's my first question.
Right.
Okay,
Right, because
like
Didn't you
at
want
the
them
age
Jordans?
that
You
they
asked for them
want,
Jordans,
right, they
right?
want Jordans, they want all
Yep.
these clothes that is like, it's not cheap.
oh, I
No,
didn't
and it
want
ain't
you to
free.
go. I didn't want you to go, but you be home.
Yes,
You
right.
be at home all
hmm
day, I'll be here on
Mm.
my days off. Today's one.
Girl.
Or over
How many
the
times do you think
summer
they
when you
talk to me
working,
today?
Mm.
over the summer you working and you get home and they just getting out of bed.
Right, right, that part.
But they give you this guilt. But when you hear, you are
Yep.
non-existent. You're
Yes.
there. That all they need to know is that you're in the building.
Mhm.
That's it. You're
Mm.
accessible.
They don't look for, they don't come to you. I mean, they
Mm-mm.
do, but for the most part, they're doing their own thing, right? They're
Definitely
teenagers.
are. Mm-hmm.
But the minute I walk out that door, it's like, oh, Mom,
Yeah.
I have this. I need this. I wanted to talk to you. I was there all this time. You
Right.
ain't nothing to say. So,
Yes.
I'm a little bit of both, It's like,
Mm.
yeah, make me a little crazy, but I love them. I wouldn't
Baby.
have it any other way.
No.
So
No.
what are some techniques that you both feel that for other working women, working men,
Mm.
whether they're in a relationship, they have the support, or if they're
Mm-hmm.
just single, like single moms, single dads, what are some techniques that you feel like you could provide to them that
Mm.
for mentally, like mentally,
Mm-hmm.
to keep sane?
I would say, and I need to take my own advice too.
Same.
Learn to say no to spreading yourself thin, as far as like, you have your social life, you have your work life, you have your family life, and sometimes they overlap a lot.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to say, well, you know what, I'm sorry, I can't make that, I have this, or I can't make that because I'm going to make time for myself, and it's okay to do absolutely nothing
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and miss out on something because you need to take care of you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say learning how to say no is a big one
Yep.
for me. What about you, Kimberly?
One thing I used to practice was getting up an hour before the house got up. Even though I was so tired and exhausted, but because I really genuinely didn't have time, I would get up an hour before the alarm would go off to get the day started. And I would legit just sit, whether it was to do yoga for an hour or just to have a cup of coffee. I would sit at the table, grab a book, and just drink my coffee and have that moment before everything went haywire.
Right.
I feel like you really have to ground, especially if you're single, right? A single mom with no support, a single dad
Mm-hmm.
with no support. Get up, take that minute for yourself, and like just ground in and just know, like, I got to take on the day and I'm going to get through the day. So,
Yeah.
like, either an hour before or an hour after. But my main thing is, it's not a bad thing to admit you need help.
Hmm.
Yes.
So, if people offer help, I was very prideful, like, no, no, I don't say I need the help. And yes, I appreciate the help and take the help.
Yeah, I think like even once you put the kids down, I know you're tired, but like just having a moment of silence and calm, I think
Mm-hmm.
that helps. If I was in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like with the whole pandemic and the
Mm-hmm.
whole, the rise in the economy and everything, it's bringing so many people down
Right.
Mm-hmm.
because it's like it was quiet during the pandemic. You were spending time with your family, you couldn't go anywhere. And then
Yep.
some were uh realizing reality and they had
Mm-hmm.
to think about certain stuff in their life, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So now we're back up, we're moving, things is happening, but like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, eggs are costing a lot, milk is costing a lot, and it's just like
Yes.
now I got to provide for my family even more, and now it's putting more
Right.
pressure on them, on everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I
You're not
feel
eating eggs. You're not.
and
The
These
int
eggs.
I feel like it's just we just need a break overall.
mm, mm,
We just
Yes.
need a
mm-hmm.
break.
Yes.
And I know I talked about like you ladies having kids, but that even goes for people who don't have kids. Sometimes
Yeah.
Yes.
it's not enough time in the day. The way these
Yes.
days and hours and months and years are flying, I'm just like, how are we almost
Yeah.
to 2025 right now? Like we just celebrated New Year's 2020.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
I was
But
just telling y'all how oh, I'm happy. I don't have a lot of running around to do. And
Yes.
and and here they come. Here they come first thing in the morning. I got this, and this. Meanwhile, in
Yes.
my schedule, oh, I'm gonna have a day to myself. I don't have to step
Yes.
out of the house. No, they derail your plan every
Hmm.
time. Oh, good news. I took them to take their permit today and they passed it.
Yes,
So that was
they
part of
did.
my
That is
running
so
around
good.
today.
Yes,
I know
yes,
you
But
can't
yes,
wait
they
till they start
did.
driving.
Yes.
actually, I'm a little scared, you know.
Oh, okay. To let them drive?
Yes, I am
Okay,
not,
okay.
I can't help them. I can't teach them how to drive. I'm
Hmm.
too nervous and I'm panicking and I have them testing it out right on my block and I'm already dying. So I can't imagine on the
You're
real
like,
street.
stop the car, please.
I'm gonna let
Right.
my husband deal with that. That's a him
Good.
job, not a mine. You got to know your
We
limits.
right. We split the responsibilities. This one's yours.
I know what's gonna work for us. But yes, it's just even that. Like I had a whole day in my head of, and I didn't even have anything planned. It was just to literally, my plan was to do nothing.
Mm,
It gets derailed. It gets derailed
yeah.
every time when you have kids, but you have to take the good with the bad. And actually, I remember when I first had them, people always used to say, learn how to sleep when they sleep. Learn how to, and this is the same advice I give to the new parents at work. Learn how to sleep when they sleep. When they try to do the things you need to do, plan ahead, try not to procrastinate because then it all falls behind and you feel like everything's piling up.
Hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to even achieve that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because sometimes when they sleep, you want to sleep too, and you need that break.
Definitely. I want the nap. I need the
Like,
nap.
oh, I'm just gonna lay here for 5 minutes before they
5 minutes.
wake up, and
I'm
Right.
gonna blow
Mm-mm.
Kimberly up because she loves to go to sleep when her youngest daughter, I gotta put her to bed.
I
Mhm.
know.
I'll be back.
Always. Everybody knows. They're like, nope, she ain't coming back.
She ain't coming. They both going to sleep.
We both going to bed.
Yes.
Usually how it goes.
Yes.
No, but I
And
think, this is a topic that was good to talk about because a lot of people are dealing with this every day. They're trying to
Yeah.
find the balance. And, you know, you always have to make time for yourself, even if it's like 10 minutes, just
Yeah.
quiet, enjoy it. I'm the type of person, I
Mm-hmm.
don't have kids, but I really like quiet.
Yes.
well, you've had
Yeah.
mine for weekends, so you can
Right.
understand how they can
No,
get,
yeah.
Right.
No,
right?
I'd be like, okay, okay.
All
Like,
right.
when's your mom picking you up?
What time is
Yes. What day is
it?
she? When is she coming? Let me call her actually.
Hmm.
No, but your
Right.
girls are good. They never
Thanks.
gave us a hard time at all. But
I
people,
think, go ahead.
I was gonna say people definitely need that time of just quiet and be able to listen to their thoughts and just,
Hmm.
just say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Because when you have work, you have your kids, you have, a relationship and everything, you're trying
Hmm.
to be good for them. You're trying to
Right.
take
Yes.
care of everyone else but yourself. And sometimes it's not healthy. You need to take care of yourself. You need to drink your
Right.
water, be healthy and everything. So I feel like this was like a topic that we needed to talk about because many people are dealing with the same situation.
Yes.
They
In order
really
to take
are.
care of everyone else, you have to be good yourself. Because if you're not good,
Hmm.
there's no way they can be.
Right.
Right.
Oh, and check on your teen parents,
Yes.
please.
Whew.
You need help.
Yes. Yes.
Because
No,
these
because this parenting is not, this
attitudes.
parenting is not easy. It's not easy. Mm-mm.
Oh, teen parents, they need, all parents, but I feel like these teens be ready to go outside, like, who I
Girl,
am.
girl.
Well, your mom was
Yeah.
like, oh, that used to be you. Now you know.
Right.
No,
Right.
my mother
Now
was
you
like,
know.
good for you. Now you have it double. That should tell you about yourself.
And my dad, like, he comes down and he's just like, just take up the chancla. Just take up the chancla. The chancla deals with everything. I'm like, Dad, that's just not, we ain't in your day. Like, that's just not how you do. We got to talk. Oh, no, I don't got time for talking. Just take off the chancla.
They would
Take
hang
this
the
man.
chancla in front of you and be like, go ahead,
Right.
eat
You knew
on
what that meant.
You want me to go get you the chancla, Mom?
A
Like,
chancla
what?
is a slipper
That's it, right?
that they used
We
to
know what
throw
that
at
is.
us when we were little.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
No.
my goodness.
It's not easy, but I say it's not easy, but it also is like the rainbow at the end of it too. Every night is a
Yes.
rainbow. Like
Mhm.
Right.
you appreciate all their craziness. You have to sometimes put yourself in their position and understand, they're just kids. They're just learning and
Mm-hmm.
they don't know as much as we know. They don't realize, like when you were little, you didn't realize your mom is going to work, your dad's going to
No.
work. They got all this. You didn't think about all their life stresses on top of everything
Mhm.
else. All you knew was you were the main character and me, me, me.
Mhm.
That's it. Right. Right. But I think with this topic, I think a big thing is prioritizing. Right.
Yes,
It's
Mhm.
hard. It's hard for us to even prioritize and say what is more important than the other. But prioritizing, and I'm old school, I need a calendar because
yes,
I need to write it all down. I need to
correct.
see it.
Mhm.
My kid is like, "You have a calendar in your phone?" I'm like, I don't
No.
go on my phone to open up the calendar. I need to
It's
Mhm.
write
not
it
the same.
down so I know that it's there. But even that, like, that brings me to that point. Like I said, I had plans and that was in my calendar.
Mhm.
But how many times are you going to cancel yourself before you put yourself
Oh,
first?
that's a good one.
Right. Because
Hmm.
I see cancel a lot on my calendar and it started to make me a little upset. And it's just like, how can I fix that?
So, what if because I'm going to say we, because I need to be better at this too. We have to
Mm-hmm.
make at least one day a non-negotiable. Like it's
Right.
hard. Use it as your work day, even if you got to tell them you're going to work,
Right.
so that they can't interrupt that plan.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have to, because I think what happens to me, I'm speak for myself, is I let the mom guilt
Yeah.
overpower me choosing myself, knowing that it's okay if I choose myself
Mm-hmm.
this time and I let them stay home or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is. Let's just say I'm going out and they can't go.
Mhm.
Um,
Right.
it's okay for me to go out. Yes, they're gonna lay it on heavy sometimes, but you have to, hush the noise. There's always gonna be mom guilt. You're never gonna be able to
Right.
fulfill all their needs, yes, but you're never gonna be able to make them 1,000% happy. You're always gonna have to say no to something that they
Right.
want, and they're gonna be
Right.
upset about it. And we have to learn to just be like, well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna decompress and have a good time
Even
so
if it's
that
just
we could
like,
all be. Yeah.
even if it's just like you say, all right, I'll be back. Like obviously if you have, it's teens is easier, but you
Mm-hmm.
go out and just go get yourself a cup of coffee, some
Right.
tea, just take a drive,
No, but they want to
something,
come with
a
you to
walk.
Starbucks.
Yes, girl. They
That
want
don't you
to.
don't
They
tell them that you're
do.
going
I
there.
know.
Yeah. Right. But my problem is I don't tell them I'm going, but I leave the cup and they're like, you went to
Yes,
Starbucks
me too.
without me?
You gotta get rid of
Yes,
the
I
other.
did.
I feel like I'm too grown to do that. Shoot, why am I
Me
answering you?
too. Why am I living my life in hiding? That's like I took a day off and I didn't tell nobody I took a day off. And I told Steph, we're gonna meet up and we're gonna go to the winery. Nobody knows I have the day off. Girl, I had to cancel that too because it just ended up being I had so much other shit to do for
Yes.
them. I
Hmm.
couldn't
Yes.
even fake the funk of even my day off.
Right. Right.
So
So we all
yeah,
going
I'm gonna
through
have to
it.
stick to it.
Yes. And
Something's
even
gotta
if
give.
you're not a mom, you have your own
No. Yeah,
things that come up that there's just not enough time
Hmm.
there isn't. There isn't.
in
The
a
day
day.
is going by
But
so
these
fast.
days, I don't understand how the days be flying. You just be like, I'm ready.
I just woke up.
It's 8 o'clock. Like it's five
Right.
o'clock. Like that don't. It's
And
crazy.
now that
Yes.
it's dark so fast, I feel like it makes me feel even more guilty sometimes. I'm like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, it's nighttime. It's so
Mm-hmm.
early, but it's only 5 p.m.
Like, oh, I gotta cook
It's
You
dinner
know,
only
now. Then
five.
it's time for them to go to sleep, and then it's like, like the day is just
Right.
Yes.
So I did a coaching session. My job does this thing where they give free coaching. It's 20 minutes of free therapy.
That's good.
Um, yeah, they do it twice a month and they
Mhm.
give it to you for free. So you sign up for it. And this was one of my complaints to my coach. Like, I really just can't get a hold, like, get a grip on it. I used to be so good with this. I would do yoga every night before bed during the pandemic. Like, people were gaining weight, I was getting myself in shape. And I had my whole family in the house. Now we're back out doing stuff, and I'm like, I just can't get a hold of this. And
Right.
her advice was put your clothes on that you're going to work out in,
Right.
or grab the book you want to sit down and read, and tell yourself, just like you tell yourself, oh, but I got to do this, that. Sit down and just do it.
Right.
Everything else is going to just come, but you're going to get that stand. It's all going to come to a standstill. Like, it's you. Like, we are our worst critics, we
Mhm.
are our worst
Yes.
enemy. So
Yes.
she was like, put on your yoga clothes and literally take out your mat and tell the kids, just like you got to run to the supermarket for them, just like you got to go here, there, and sit at work at 8 o'clock in the morning. You sit on your mat. It's mandatory. You need to sit on
Right.
your mat for 30 minutes, close that door, leave the outside world outside, and just do what you have to do. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
she's like, sometimes the backlash or the repercussions, we make them up. But in
Yes.
our reality, just do it. Just
Mhm.
take that time and just do it. I took
Right.
this call in the bathroom because that's my hiding place.
Mhm.
And I told her, like, I didn't even think I was going to be able to take this call to talk to you. And she's like, well, where did you decide to sit? On the floor of my toilet, like right next to my toilet. And she was like, and you closed the door and you did it. Like,
Right.
do that. Even if it's twice a week, it cannot be every day. But just how you give yourself to everything else, give back to yourself too. And say, I've got to do it. It's mandatory. And that's it.
I
Yes.
So
think
that
that's
was some
like
advice from the coach.
awesome that your
Mm-hmm.
job provides that. I know next
Yes.
week we're gonna go more into mental health and like, trying to still like prioritize
Mm-hmm.
everything, but I feel all jobs should have that
I agree.
because one, the jobs are becoming stressful, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll talk about that more next week, but I feel like
Mm-hmm.
jobs, relationships, depending on your situation in your relationship,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then you have to
Hmm.
Yep.
work, then you have your kids. So having that person to speak to at your job
Mm-hmm.
or, um,
Yep.
that coach that you said, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
they really should have that in a lot of jobs because a lot of people are stressed.
I
Yes.
agree. Mm-hmm.
1000%. Very
Um,
stressed.
we'll get more into that next week. We have our ending quote.
Yes, we do. We do. Ending quote is the key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. And that's from Stephen Covey. Any thoughts on that, ladies?
I think you like you just said, like your coach said before, um, make the time, and it's a non-negotiable. I don't really
Mm-hmm.
care what's going on. Like we are our own worst critic, because I'll say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, at 8 o'clock I'm going to work out. And then I'll be like, oh, but I got to do laundry, but I got to cook, but I got to do this, but I got,
Mm-hmm.
I'll list down a whole list of things that'll convince me as to why I can't sit for 20 minutes. We
Right.
have to stop doing that and just be like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? 20 minutes isn't going to change whether I got one load of laundry done. Did I
Mhm.
get
Right.
anything clean? It's not going to be detrimental to my life. We have to learn.
Yep.
But what will be is if I continue to take away from myself.
Mhm.
Right.
And we have to remember that. So we need to prioritize ourselves.
Right.
I agree. And just scheduling, maybe put an alarm but you
Yeah.
might forget about it and the alarm will go off and it'll be like, oh yeah, I gotta go do what
Mm-hmm.
I gotta
Yeah.
go meditate, I gotta do yoga or
Yep.
something, and that helps. Or even listening to it. Put
Yes.
your AirPods or headphones on and just listen to a video on YouTube that shows,
Mm-hmm.
that talks about how to meditate and just calming you. I think
Mm-hmm.
that helps.
Listen to our
100%.
podcast, to
I
There
was
we
kind
go.
just gonna
We'll make
say,
you laugh.
definitely throw on that podcast and just zone out and take a minute.
of. Yes.
Yes,
All
lady.
right. So make sure you follow us on all our social media. That's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Make sure you subscribe, like, and follow on YouTube. And we'll see you next time. Oh, if you want to give us some ideas or topics to talk about, you can message us on our social media, or you can send us a message through email at thecalmbeforethe storm@gmail.com. And we'll see you next time.
See
See
you
you
next
next week,
time.
guys. Bye.
Bye.